Well, hi Aries, welcome to Universal Guidance Tarot. It is time for your weekly reading. I've shuffled these cards very well. This is a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be the center card in the first part of the reading. So if you feel compelled, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, let's just get started. Let's find out. What can Aries expect coming up in their lives? And any advice for Aries? What can they expect coming up in their lives? Keeping those cards in order. What can Aries expect coming up in their lives, please? Okay. For Aries, your overall energy is the Empress. Oh, a really nice card. Oh, we have a twin flame issue going on here that we want to talk about. I don't know if it's an issue. I just know that we want to talk about it. Okay. So Aries, the overall energy of this reading is the Empress. This is a card for Libra or Taurus. So one of those might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. Energy of this card, though, is really beautiful. You're a beautiful person. You are kind and thoughtful, considerate. You are loving. You're generous. I mean, I can go on and on. You have so many beautiful qualities about you. If you're a parent, you're an excellent parent. So, male or female, all the cards are male or female here. And it can signify pregnancy. So I just want to throw that out there. But this is the overall energy. So what the cards want to talk about this time is you and your energy, probably what you deserve, what you're putting out there. Let's see what they want to say. I do have the Two of Cups up here in your highest energy. So the Two of Cups is a soulmate relationship with love and friends. Okay, so this can be friends with benefits, but it also can just be a loving friend relationship. These are the two strongest energies in your entire reading. So I need to keep reading, find out, what the deal is. Because if you're going to move forward with someone, they have to have a lot of the same qualities as you in order for it to last. So let me keep reading. Next to the Two of Cups is the Hierophant. Now this is the card for Taurus. So Taurus might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. Right next to that Two of Cups. Right above the Empress. Well, this is a card of traditional values, traditional morals. It's about security, stability, groundedness. This is a very spiritual card about marriage, too. So, what's going on? Is there somebody in your life that you would, like to be in a long-term committed relationship with? Well, they want to talk about this reading. This is a general reading that will not resonate with everybody. You can always check your moon sign or have a private reading from someone you trust. I have the Page of Swords next to the Hierophant. Yeah, you're on guard about this relationship is what's going on here. You have your sword up. You're being very much aware of what's being said and done with whoever this soulmate is here. I feel like it's more like a friends with benefits type relationship. I think there is friendship there, and I think they do care about you, but I think you're kind of like pretty much on guard on whether or not they're the right person to move forward with or whether you ever will. So your sword is up. You're not swinging it. You're just paying attention, close attention. I have the Six of Wands right under the Two of Cups and next to the Empress. The Six of Wands is success in love. That's what it's about. All those wands coming up in the background are people celebrating your success in love. Like, see the wreath right here? Well, the wreath is about engagement. So it can signify engagement. So far we have a card for marriage. We have a card for engagement, success in love. Your sword is up, though. So we can't forget that. There's a reason for that. And on the other side of the Empress, we have the Death card, which is right under the Page of Swords. So this is moving forward. I feel like you're moving forward from a relationship that maybe you thought that could be long-lasting. So you're putting an end to the old and heading towards the new. It's like ringing out the old year and ringing in the new year. It's a card of transformation. So you are transforming yourself back like to yourself. You're like coming away from one situation here, and it just feels like maybe they just weren't the right one for you. And yet I think you did think that they were, but let me keep reading. So you're moving forward here, leaving the old behind. And then I have the Emperor. This is your card, Aries. The Emperor, male or female. So this is, like I said, the card for Aries. But the Emperor and the Empress, this is a twin flame now. This person, I'm not sure if it's this person that is a twin flame. It very well could be. Now, twin flame relationships are not what they're made out to be a lot of times. Most of them don't last. Most of them don't work out for one reason or another. But when they do, it is really a strong and beautiful relationship. But usually there's lots of trials and tribulations before they even get there. So I feel like there is this other person, could be a twin flame, yet you've had a relationship or having one with someone. They're more of a friends with benefits type situation, even though I think you were thinking like this could go further, but now you're like thinking that this may not be the right person for you. If I'm not confusing you, great. So the Emperor is being kind of stubborn. They're rigid in personality, okay, and they're very well liked and respected by others. It's the ones closest to them that see this other side of them. So a lot of times the Emperor is not willing to bend, not willing to compromise. They're usually a leader in their profession, and very well liked by others, like I said. So the Emperor, I think that is actually your energy. You also have all these great qualities about you. And I feel like you're trying to hold true to yourself with this soulmate. This is more than a soulmate. This is, I think, a twin flame that we're talking about. They're also soulmates. I have the Eight of Pentacles under the Empress and next to the Emperor. Yeah, this is focusing on building your pentacles, your own pentacles. Kind of keeping your nose to the grindstone, working on your future and your security, your stability. I think you were willing to work on this relationship, but for one reason or another, which I don't see here, but I have a whole half to go, I think you're very much on guard on whether this is the right person for you. I do have the Ace of Swords, so we really have to pay attention to the sword. Swords are about truth and clarity, and a lot of times through conversation. And I think this has allowed you to move on. I think there was some sort of conversation or will be, and this is going to help you to move forward. Because it's right under the Death card. Help you think differently about this relationship and to move forward from it. That's how it feels. But let's see what happens. I have a whole nother half to go here. Need a few more cards. Okay, we got them. Okay. So, Aries. Up here on your highest energy line next to the Page of Swords is the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a heavy burden. This relationship turned into a heavy burden is what happened. Still don't know why yet. Maybe we'll find out, but maybe we won't. Regardless, it did turn into a heavy burden or is going to. But you're going to be able to let that burden go. And that's part of your transformation. That's part of knowing the truth and the clarity so that you can start to drop those wands, and put this behind you. It also became, and this was part of the burden, confusing. Are they committable? Are they available? Is there a chance for a future with this person? Just juggling those pentacles up and down, back and forth. Look at the rocky waters, the ship's bouncing around. I think your ship is still out there. And so it becomes like one day you'd have hope, and the next day you're like, I don't know. I don't think this will work. And it just went on that way for a while, which became a burden. So you ended up taking your cups of love and putting them on a shelf behind you. Just guarding them, knowing that you can love, that you have a lot of love to offer someone. This, some readers call this the wish come true card, but you know, I very rarely see it that way. I usually see it as you guarding your cups of love. Now, under the 10 of Wands and next to the Death card is the 7 of Cups. Yes, this was a confusing relationship. Here is 7 cups, and this is a card of confusion also about love. All these cups are saying, you know, pick me, pick me. And it just feels like no matter what cup you pick, they turn out not to be the right cup. Because, you know, there's not enough love in any of those cups, because all those cups have something else in them that takes precedence over the love. So there's the confusion. You're moving forward from it. You're kind of putting it behind. You're putting the burden down. I do have the High Priestess next to the 7 of Cups and under the 2 of Pentacles. Those two very confusing cards. The High Priestess is saying, hey, this is the card for intuition and knowing. It's saying, hey, pull back that pomegranate curtain. Pay attention to what yourself is telling you. Your intuitions run very high, and you should be paying attention to what your gut is telling you and your head is telling you. Without, you know, trying not to move forward just with your heart, okay? Use your head and your gut and trust yourself. Believe in yourself and in what you're feeling. Pick up on those red flags. Pick up on those green flags. So I have the Page of Wands next to the High Priestess and under the 9 of Cups. The Page of Wands, this is all about something brewing and bubbling up and just like from the bottom of your feet, and it comes out your mouth. And it's all about a fresh start and new beginning. And I think this is what happened, is this conversation. Because Wands are about fresh starts and new beginnings. And I think that you just needed to know which way you were going with this twin flame. Call them a twin flame. They are. So this conversation came up. You ended up putting your cups on a shelf behind you. And I think it was your gut that was leading you towards having this conversation, knowing that you had to have this conversation. It was hard for you to do. It wasn't one of those easy things to have. I have the King of Cups under the 7 of Cups and next to the Ace of Swords. This is a card for water, so Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer might be strong in someone's chart around this reading. But the King of Cups, the energy is, this is your energy of having a big old cup of love, you know? Look, there's nothing in your cup. You have all this love here that you can offer to the right person. You're still waiting. I think your ship's still out there, looking at that 2 of Pentacles. So the King of Cups, you're pulling back that huge cup of love because of the truth and the clarity here. I have the 4 of Swords next to the King of Cups and under the High Priestess. You go into this place of healing, praying, meditating, soul searching. It's a very spiritual card, the 4 of Swords. See the stained glass windows? That just stands for spiritual, you know. Swords are truth and clarity. So this is what you're reaching out to the universe for, is this truth and this clarity in your time that you spend alone. And I also think you're praying, it feels like you're for the right person to come in. So that, because you want to hand out your love, you know, you want to be able to share cups of love with someone. So the Page of Wands, right under it, is a 5 of Wands, and next to the 5 of Wands is right next to the 4 of Swords. So the 5 of Wands is about stress, anxiety, and confusion. And this is kind of where you're at about this relationship. Even though you know enough to move forward, which you're doing, and you're putting the old behind, but you're still reaching out because I think you're still a bit confused on how to recognize the real thing when it comes along. So that's basically what your reading is about. I am going to take out an angel card. So your reading is about kind of like getting to the bottom, getting to the truth of a relationship with someone who really does care about you, but doesn't seem to be the one who you can go long term with. And so you deciding that you need to move forward, which you are doing. Follow your intuition. That's going to really help you move forward in life. when that card comes up. Your intuitions are very strong. Don't ignore red flags or green flags. There are also green flags. So let's find out what your guardian angels have to say. What kind of advice do they have for you? Glasses on. Let's find that card for you, Aries. It's the of thought. I'm going to read this to you. A situation that's been troubling you has come to an end, and you can breathe a sigh of relief. With the challenging times behind you, you can now move on. It's important to fully let go at this juncture. Someone in your life may now finally be free of his or her addictions or codependency issues. So any or all of that may apply to this reading. So Aries, thank you for watching Universal Guidance Tarot.